Aka, and I'm an animator. Well, kinda. And you know, I've been animating for quite a while, dabbling, experimenting, making my fair share of animatics that definitely did not age well, some more embarrassing than others. But you know, I've animated. So I thought, hey, it'd be a great idea to put my own spin on this animation meme going around Instagram. And you know what? Why not turn it into a video? If I'm gonna struggle, might as well get paid for it, right? First order of business is making a character sheet. Well, quote-unquote character sheet. Mine's more of a glorified mood board really, but hey, it gets the job done. I'm not complaining. It helps me figure out the general vibe of the animation, the color scheme, angles, you know. Can we just take the time to admire this color sheet I made? Isn't it so blubblicious? Okay, that's the word of the day, guys. I like to doodle my character in different angles and poses, you know, just to get used to this new art style I'm trying out. I ended up sticking with this color scheme, and yeah, I know, after all that experimenting, all those cool, vibrant options, this is what I chose. Good job, Aka. Peak creativity. But hey, it's fine. It's simple, you know? For the animating bit, I'll be using Ibis Paint and Flip-a-Clip for the job. Unfortunately, I don't have a PC, but hey, we work with what we have. We're resourceful beings. Who even needs a PC anyways? Haha. What I first did was draft out the poses in Ibis Paint, and then I slapped them onto Flip-a-Clip. You know that Ibis Paint has an animation feature, right? I have tried animating on Ibis Paint, and honestly I had a lot of fun, but it limits their canvas sizes up to 640 by 640 pixels, and that really sucks for me, because whenever I view my animatics from my phone, I can literally see the goddamn pixels, and it does not look good, okay? Flip-a-Clip does offer bigger canvas sizes, but it does offer a limited drawing experience. It's not as good. So my brain was like, why not use both? Look, we work smart and resourceful. That's it. Am I a professional animator by any means? No, but it works. I spent so long trying to get the timing right on this bit right here. Here's just a clip of me just going at it for 2 hours straight. I don't know how I did it. After finishing up the sketches on the segment of the animatic, it's time to do the fun stuff.
Patsy Jensen
Ibis Paint for this one. Look at
said,
us, doing line art like a champ. The good thing about drawing your frames on Ibis Paint is that you get to use as many layers as you want. Like, look at this file of clumped up layers. And if I just want to change the line art, all I need to do is alpha lock and boom. And I think most of us can agree that Flip-a-Clip's fill tool is kind of scuffed. After drawing on our frames, we just plop them onto Flip-a-Clip and just align them with our sketches we've made. Okay, this part looks a little bit inconsistent. We're just gonna casually redraw this bit over here. I decided to do a little zoom in on this part here, just for a little bit of dramatic effect. And here's the result of day 1 of animating. We ended up finishing the first bit of the animation, and it looks amazing. I'll be honest, for day 2, I was kind of scared. This is the segment we were supposed to animate, and it has a lot of hand gestures and turns and twists involved, so I was really scared of messing this up. And you're probably gonna call me an idiot here, but I screenshotted every frame of that segment. Like, my storage, my iPad storage is dying. Like, look at my gallery. This is amazing. This is just a work of art. I tried replicating each frame onto Ibis Paint, and you know, it doesn't look that bad. Like, look at these. They're pretty cool. This was surprisingly easy. I expected to suffer 10 times more than I did today, but you know, I'm not complaining. I had a few challenges, mainly keeping the character design consistent. Sometimes I drew my character way too small, so then I had to modify it in Flip-a-Clip. When I resized them, they also cut off, so I had to redraw those empty spaces, but it's okay. It looks unnoticeable from afar. No, but let me tell you something. I started animating at 6 p.m., just casually sitting down, like, you know, just a few hours. And then once I was finished, I casually looked at the time and I realized it was 1 a.m. 7 hours. 7 hours had gone by. I freaking locked in so hard that I might have transcended time itself. How is that even possible? What? Anyways, here's the result of day 2. Very cool. At this point, I've taken a good chunk of my lifespan, okay? Now for day 3, I had to animate this segment, which requires very fast and swift movement. So to represent them, I added these action lines. Notice how I'm only using 3 frames to represent the slam down movement of the hand. This was the general time diagram I had in my head before drawing this all up. If I want to represent something that's going in a very swift motion, we just want to skip these invisible in-between frames and instead replace them with a smear or action lines to represent fast movement. If I drew all the in-between frames, it would not look the same. Here's another diagram of this bit where I zoom in on the character. I'd explain this motion as a kind of pendulum where it slowly builds up and then accelerates in between and then it slows down again. But hey, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not your guy. I'm an amateur at best, which is why I'd love to introduce you to Skillshare, the sponsor of our video. Skillshare is the largest online learning platform with thousands of creative classes in countless categories, taught by industry experts, so you know you're learning from the best and not from me because I'm clearly not qualified. If there is any skill or hobby you want to pick up, whether it be 3D modeling, animation, photography, coding, anything whatsoever, Skillshare is your best bet. I've been wanting to pick up 3D modeling for a while now, and this class on the basics of Blender has been helping a lot. Credits to 3D Tutor, by the way. And they also have a ton of classes on animation if you want to pick that up. But actually, they have
cross all the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Cross out the one.
Hope you feel further soon. Thinking of you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be missed. Wow, that's crazy. Welcome here, Anita. Just so you know, I'm still watching your streams, just not live. I'm still supporting. Thanks, Serviced that yacht. Oh my god, I miss my chips. I can't believe they got thrown. Hi, 7, the user. Who the fuck is Kelly, bro? Hello Kitty, no skill. I know, right? It sucks. The potion got gone. I have a new donation goal, but like no one's gonna reach it, so I miss my long hair, bro.
E-monkey.
Hello, a monkey.
Said. Yo.
Nothing much is good. What's good
Said.
with you?
Was good?
Again, because my cousin. This person is not a first or language English speaker. English is their second language. They are being forced to marry their cousin. That is what's happening. Now, trigger warning, SA, abuse and incest. I have said you please show her some support. I used to live in a similar situation and this hurts so much to read. I might go into that a little bit, but let's look at her post. Please help me by sharing or retweeting this thread. Thank you for taking your time to read my story. Here's my Ko-fi if you want to help donate. Refer to my document below for further context proof. So, this is an artist who made I guess a tiny comic event post about what is happening to her. It reached 1.2 million views now. When I first came across it, it has like 150k views, so it was on its way to go viral. So yeah, let's look at it. Let me zoom it in a little bit for you guys. No, that's a little bit too much. Sorry, trying to get the right balance for you all so you can see everything. Actually, I can just click on the images. Last year, I flew back to visit my family. I got greeted by my dad and stepmom. Everything seemed to go normal at first. Then one day, my dad wanted to talk. I was informed that my cousin proposed to me. I told my dad that I really don't want this, and he started baiting me to feel bad for him, I told him I want to continue my education first. He couldn't take no for an answer. I got beaten up, my phone got taken away, and I felt helpless. When my dad took my phone, he found messages with the opposite gender. Murder entered the scene. Since I came from a very conservative family, honor killing is no stranger. And entered the scene, he threatened to kill me and saw him sharpening the knife. I got scared. I escaped because I felt threatened. I went near a random building and stayed there for 2 hours. The owner of the building asked me what I was doing there, so I told him that my dad wants to kill me. The owner called the police for me and I told him the whole story. The police asked for my dad's contact and called him. He then called my dad and somehow my dad convinced him I was crazy. My dad then showed up and I was brought back home. I went through a panic attack and my dad was worried I'll go crazy. We went back home. My dad started comforting me and manipulate me into believing he's doing this for me and for him so that a man can take care of him when he gets older. I cried a lot with no way to contact the outside world as my phone was taken. The only thing I can do was drawing on paper and I was eventually forced to agree so I can get my stuff back and be allowed to continue my studies. Now I'm engaged to my cousin, and he's supposed to sexually approach me in December. For now, I was allowed to fly back to complete my studies, but I am financially dependent on my dad. There's nothing I hate more than asking for help, so I tried to open art commissions while keeping it affordable. Was this the end? Sorry. No, it wasn't here. I realized that I can never make enough money to escape with my current prices and art commissions in general, so I decided to make this document. Thank you for reading. Apologies for my bad English. Support me on Ko-fi. So this hits so deep. As you guys saw, I made a quote retweet about this. There also is this Google Doc. TLDR, father is forcing me to marry my cousin, or he would not continue my education or support me financially. Trigger warning, SA, abuse and incest. For context, I come from a very conservative Muslim family. Currently, I am studying... Let me zoom this one in for you guys. Here. Actually, here, this one. This one should be easier to read. There. For context, I come from a very conservative Muslim family. Currently, I am studying abroad to start. I come back to my home country every December, where my family resides. Last December was no different. I flew back there to stay with my family for about a month. Then out of nowhere, my dad said to me that my cousin, who proposed to me when I was 15 or 16, had proposed to me again. And he thinks this is for the right time for marriage. He then said to me that if I decline this proposal, he will not be continuing my education. So financially blackmailing. Aren't they against homosexuality? Yes, the person here, this is a woman. This is a woman. And we're talking about a male cousin. And then one day my dad found out about me messaging with the opposite gender in my contacts. So she was messaging with guys, which he got mad about. My contacts. And he got so angry and threatened to kill me.
It
He even
blocks
sharpened his
out
knife, ready to finish me off.
when
When I overheard that my dad was sharpening the knife, I got
I
scared for
leave
my life. I tried
to
escaping and told my story
enter
to the local
Discord
police, but they just returned me
notifications.
to my dad after he convinced them I was crazy. It's a conservative country, so they don't take women's rights seriously. Where I get beaten up again. I was then essentially imprisoned in his house. My phone was taken away, so I couldn't contact anyone at all. All I could do was just put my frustrations and desperation into my drawings. Here's some artworks I made during that time. Like, you can literally see the pain through them, man. Like... Man. Photos taken of the abuse. As last-ditch effort, I finally agreed to proposal. Only then he gave me my phone back, and this is the reason why I'm back and abroad in the first place. My plan was to pretend to accept the marriage, so when I'm back, I have an opportunity to escape. However, even when being in a different country, my dad is still terrorizing me and threatening me, making sure that I'm not doing anything or planning to escape. So I have been trying my best to keep everything low-key so my dad wouldn't be suspicious. Because if he does, he'll stop supporting me financially. Thankfully, the wedding is planned for the next December, so at the end of the year. And I also have not met my cousin. I was only given his number and my dad said to talk to him. All this time, every time I get a message or call from my cousin, my heart just spikes. I'm scared. I just don't ever want to talk to him, ever to his messages. Recently, my stepmom messaged me regarding the wedding and my cousin. She asked if I'm still talking to my cousin, and then she told me to prepare and take care of my skin and body for my cousin. My cousin will approach me sexually if we were to get married in December. That's always been his motivation. He started to hint the marriage
Hi,
He
Nathaniel.
started to hint to marry me when I was about 13
How are
years
you
old,
doing?
and proposed to me when I was around 15 to 16 years old. Additionally, he originally wanted the wedding to happen in May, but thankfully, since I have an ongoing semester in that period, it was postponed to December. He's in a hurry. I'm scared. I keep on having nightmares every day. I've been trying my best at all options I have to escape. My best chance right now is
Nathaniel.
commissions, and thanks to you guys for your continuous support, but at the same time I would still have to pay for my college tuition, and then I'd have to
Said.
take care of documents regarding my citizenship. and visa. And truthfully, I don't think the amount of
Hi.
money that I'm making right now would be enough at all. I'm starting to run out of options, and as December's slowly approaching, I'm also starting to run out of time. I'm very ashamed to have to make this post, but at this point I'm very desperate, and I'm also very ashamed to ask for this, but could really use some help right now. If you would like to assist me on escaping, you could commission me or can donate to my Ko-Fi. Any amount or any form of support will be greatly appreciated. Once again, I'm very sorry to have made this post, but I can't think of any other option I could escape this. I apologize for any grammatical errors, as English isn't my first language. Thank you for taking your time to read this document. Thank you for reading. So,
I'm doing pretty good.
This-
How are
it's horrible.
I'm doing
This
okay.
is so horrible. Wait, let me give you guys the link. So if
That's nice to hear from
can
you again.
go support her. I am very inclined to believe her. Like, obviously there's some people like thinking, nah, she's just faking this or whatever. I don't believe so. I think this is true. This is actually happening because this happens more often than you guys would think. I don't want to read that again. I feel out of disgust. Yeah, no, understandable. If you can support her, go support her. Like, here over her coffee, 37% of the goal is met. That's amazing, man. Like, if you can help her. Reason why I wanted to talk about this and why this hits so close to home myself. The male cousin could also be forced into this. No. I don't think so. Because the male cousin approached the dad for the marriage proposal, and because the male cousin proposed multiple times. She had written that he showed first interest when she was 13, and then he proposed while she was 15/16, and now again while she is, I believe that she is over 18. Approached the dad instead of her. That is very normal in that culture. Now, first things first, I don't want to demonize the Islam because of this. This isn't all Muslim families. This is very conservative Muslim families who are not practicing the religion in a right way. That's what I want to say first. Who are using the religion as an excuse to do all of this. This happens outside of the Islam too. That is true. But it does happen within it too. All religions do this. I have no idea about that. But I do want to say that it's not like the fault of Islam in that case. I don't want to demonize the Islam in this case, but I do want to demonize the culture in here. I don't believe you understand what the religion actually is. I don't think you know that I actually grew up with a Muslim family. My father is Palestinian, like my stepfather anyway. And my stepfather has been living with my mom since I've been like 3 or 4. So all I know as a quote-unquote father figure is my Palestinian stepfather. My mom converted to Islam. So I don't think you understand how close I actually am to the religion. That's why I said I've been in a similar situation. And again, it's not the Islam itself doing this. There's no forced marrying. There's no forced marriage in Islam itself. It's the culture. It's the culture around it.
It's not working.
It also has to do with different sects of the religion itself. Also true. That's also true. Yo, Maxime, thank you for the 11 months. This is without a shadow of doubt Muslim Pakistani thing. Yeah, I'm thinking like Iran, Pakistan, something in this direction. Blame the people, not the faith. That's what I mean. People corrupt good things. It happens with Christianity time and time again. The people are to blame. That's what I'm saying, yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. What would be the use of the money she get in this case? It would be to be able to get herself a visa in the country she's staying and to be financially support herself. And to get away from her father, because at the moment her father is financially supporting her for her studies. Because she is living in a different country for her studies. Either way, why this sits so close to me, right? Why I can relate in a sense to this is because, as said, my stepfather is Palestinian. My mom converted to the Islam, so I grew up with this religion. When my mom found out that I was texting with the opposite gender as well on my phone was taken away. I don't even... Oh, bro. Like...
Oh, my camera turned off.
Let's go through this. I had, a nephew of my stepfather's proposed to me, which I had turned down, and thankfully that was that, because I didn't show any interest really in the guy when he was over and trying to talk to me. I guess he took his proposal back, which obviously made my stepfather angry, but, you know. Phone got taken away, I had that too. That my phone was taken away from me for a week, for 2 weeks, where I couldn't contact the outside world either, while my only escape was the outside world, because I just didn't fit in with that family. I just didn't. How could they propose to a person that's basically part of your family tree? It's very common in that culture to propose to your cousins. I don't know why that is the case, to be honest, but it's very normal. To them, it's like nothing. It's very, very normal. Either way, this right here, this hit very, very close to me, to a sense that it, like, did trigger my PTSD in that regards. Because he didn't do that to me, right? With a knife anyway. But he did threaten to... literally kill my sister's husband, or fiance at the time anyway. Honor killings, yeah. Honor killings are ridiculous. By the way, I mentioned this, I ran away from home, and the only reason my stepfather didn't pursue me to honor kill me is because he's my stepfather and I'm not his blood. That's literally his words. If I kill him, he had some... I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that reason. So, yeah. Like, kill? Yeah, like, kill. Like, literally, like, kill. Like, it's crazy. You think your father got those ideas from Islam or somewhere else? My stepfather is a mentally ill man who was probably abused as a child himself. He grew up in a war zone. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think he's not practicing the religion properly. He did beat me and my siblings and my mom up. Unfortunately, that did happen. So, yeah, like, I literally ran away from home because I couldn't take living in my family anymore, because I did feel trapped just as much. I, thankfully, never had to get forced married, and I don't think any of my siblings ever really got forced married, from my knowledge. Makes sense, a lot of those who grew up in the Balkans share similar traits. Either way, this mildly triggered my PTSD, and it made me so sad, because I can relate so much to this, and I don't know, I just want to show her some support, man. One reason from a work colleague who came from the Middle East, marrying a cousin was done out of practicality, familiarity, and smaller population than cousin marry cousin is easier for a mate. I see. I do like how she drew the cop as a worm, spot on. I mean, yeah, he did kind of warm her out, right? I do believe that she's probably like from Pakistan, from Iran, or from like a similar country. Would make sense. I read somewhere on her profile, wait, why am I scrolling up? Can I just click here? That she made a post asking like what's the best way to learn Spanish, so I'm assuming she's like in a Spanish country right now. Are you living with your fiance? I'm living with my fiance now, yes. People tiptoe around the shit so that at their own peril. So much heinous shit in the world gets unresolved because people want to be civil and polite. Yeah. To my understanding, she's studying in Spain. Yeah, that's to my understanding too. Like, because she would need to learn Spanish. Yeah, I don't know. If you can show us some support, show us some support. I'll link you guys her profile again. I don't know. To me, it's just like it hits very close to home. So I just wanted to share it. So I don't know if you guys can show us some support. Like obviously, like this will not like be helpful in the long term, and I do hope that she can figure all this stuff out. Maybe find like other jobs for the meantime there too. So yeah. I really wish I could help. Yeah, Spanish is hard, but fun to learn. More fun than hard, to be honest. Hey, she doesn't deserve, even as a Catholic, I wish her the best. Yeah, no one deserves the shit, man. Like, feeling trapped just because of your father's will is horrible. Like, this is, I don't know, just so painful to read. It's really painful. Are you German or Arabic? I am German. In fact, I am half German, half Albanic. Like my actual biological father is from Albania. I was born in Germany. I grew up in Germany. My mother is full German, but my biological father was an asshole and got kicked out. And then my mom met my stepfather, but he's an asshole too, but I don't know, she wasn't strong enough to kick that guy out, I guess. That man really does not help the image of fathers. Yeah. Like, every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Like, yeah, doesn't sound like it was much of an upgrade. Yeah, unfortunately not. I've read stories like this, fathers like hers will pay a lot of money to hunt her down. Yeah, I heard so too. I did hear about that too. That they will literally do honor kills. It's crazy how, like, I really hope she can just like escape from that. I really do hope so. One is my childhood friends was a Muslim. One of my childhood friends is a Muslim, and when her parents found out we would meet up after school, she was locked in her room for a week and was told not to see me again. She ended up ignoring them, and as a result, her father threatened to honor kill her, so we had to stop being friends. Bro, that's insane. That is so insane that the shit is still going on in 2025. Like, that it happened back then, that it's still going on. I don't know, it just makes me sad. Isn't honor kill just human sacrifice? No. It's killing them in, so to speak, an honor for the religion to keep their family's honor intact. It's all about family. And all about family image. It's not about... No, sorry, it's not about family. It's all about family image. It's to look good to others, to be good looking, to be a good Muslims. It's to save face. It's disgusting. From Google, in certain cultures, the killing of a relative, especially a girl or woman who is perceived to have brought dishonor on the family. Yeah. Radicalism plus honor is always a dangerous combo. It is. No, killing is like declaring that they own every woman in the family and will kill them if they are defect. Like, yeah, legit. Religion might not be the primary reason for the situations like this, but it does make people oblivious.
What is it? Our oceans are only 30% discovered, or is that too much?
Yeah, I
3%?
think it's something like that. Well, chat, get out there and discover.
Dive deep. Go deep.
I mean, I guess they already found a relic of the ocean and like kind of.
Did they?
Debuted. I mean, what? You're a light keeper, a lighthouse keeper.
Yeah, it's a lighthouse keeper.
That's pretty cool.
Sit around and drink a bunch of coffee. That didn't sound genuine. That's kind of cool. Boy, that's cool. What do you do? Sit around all day?
I thought you were like an ocean sprite or like an ocean fairy, and that's why you're so small. That's why.
Ah, wait, that would have been cute. I'm like,
Like
the
you were
ocean
the
spray.
Tinkerbell, like in the jar, like providing the light for the lighthouse, and then you broke out.
Oh wait, that's much cooler than what I had in mind. I can
Oh.
be like Stinkerbell, man.
Oh yeah. And your hair or like your wings, kind of, they're like covering up your wings.
That's way cooler. No, I work in the lighthouse and I make sure the light. Turn.
Willem Dafoe though, like his
Same.
expressions are so good.
I
I
found
love
of
the
me
picture.
lobster.
Have you seen the picture of him with like his knees all tangled up, like in a chair? I saw it recently. I was like, what the hell?
No.
He
Wait,
does like
maybe?
these really weird photo shoots. I'll show you later. Wait. Maybe
I don't know if I
can
want
find
to see that. Now that I think about it. Like, wait.
Alright, I'll find it while you get the game. You get the game started.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. I'll react to it. Just give me a second.
I like Willem Dafoe though. I like to annoy everybody with my lighthouse gifts. My favorites being Fortnite, and the one where Willem Dafoe just goes oh into the sky.
Oh, wait, is that him?
Yeah, it's from
The one,
Lighthouse.
the gift you just sent me where he's like, oh no, wait, no, that's, never mind. I'm
And-
thinking of the different, you know, the one, the gift where like the guy's looking up and it's like blue and he's like looking up and people always use
That
it
is-
because there's like a giantess or something.
That is also Willem Dafoe. I also like that one.
Wait, is it really? I'm kind of face blind, so I don't know. Cause I get a lot of different actors mixed up, like Steve Buscemi with shoot, what's that guy's name?
Wait, who's
Frick.
Steve Buscemi?
He's in
That's the guy that goes,
you know him. If you saw his
Soil.
face, maybe. Oh, look at this.
Soil.
Okay, chat, you can't see it, but I just sent her a picture of Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah, he's twisted up like a pretzel, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's how kids sit in like elementary school when they want you to be like, wow, you're so cool. They like sit all messed up like that. Be like,
That's how I
"Check it out."
sat. That's Steve Buscemi.
Ah.
You know, actually, the last time we played, wasn't it? There's like people mentioned at the bottom of your stream or something. We were talking about Bruce Willis, I think.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I thought he was the guy that went soil.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Who's the guy with the funny voice, guys? Who is it? Does he look like Buscemi? Who's the guy?
Wait, are we talking about the same? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I get their faces mixed up.
He's got a really raspy voice.
What was I told to watch? React to Yin Yang Yo. Yin Yang Yo. Okay, fine. I got the yin yang yo thing.
Are you ready for the best workout
You're welcome.
$4 and 18 cents can buy? Let the learning.
You know who these characters already remind me of? It reminds me of Gumball and hello Nubiv. They remind me of Anais and Gumball, except Gumball is not a bunny. Gumball is a cat, but yeah.
Begin. Are you ready for the best workout our second to last $4.18 can buy?
Hello, Glitch. How are you doing?
That's kind of gross.
Well done, my students.
Are you trying to tell us that was the training exercise?
The lesson that's not new and shiny still might be the one that's fine. E. Here's our last $4.18. Go to town and
Hi,
pick up
Nina.
some new equipment.
In a world of chaos and disarray, brother and sister save the day.
Welcome, Chaos.
Yeah, skilled in the mystic ways, knocking out spells and energy rays. Yankees spoke with the cheek.
I snap, blah, blah, blah.
Tall black dude named Master Yo, a grumpy old panda from head to toe. In a world of chaos and disarray, it's brother and sister who save the day. When light and magic work as one, a villain's plan can
Wow. How dare you, Glitch?
Coming, mother.
How dare you steal it from Nina?
Helping. Maybe I should get that can back. Master Yo could use it in our new training area.
Yang, we're the last Woo-Foo Knights in a dojo with 2 sleeves. We're just gonna have to make do with what we... Yang!
Yeah, I don't have the money to remove the flying girl yet.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
But I can remove her. I just need to get the money first. And I start my job like next week.
Do you ladies think you're big and strong enough to take Ultimos down?
I don't like the way he uses lady like an insult.
Maybe he shouldn't use lady as an insult, but this is the coolest dojo I've ever seen, so I don't care!
Let's dance.
You could always make requests and stuff.
Yay! Hitting! Cool! He totally humiliated that lady!
Well, I don't care how cool it is. There's nothing that short, sexist moose could do to get me to step foot inside his dojo.
They have pedicures.
Out of my way, lady!
Woofu! Woofu! Do you wear sundresses when you fight?
No?
Do you hug your opponents to their doom?
Sometimes.
Woofu!
Yep.
There is no place for Woofu in the ultimate moose fighting dojo!
Oh, you're so sweet, Glitch.
Hey, Woo-Foo isn't just fighting, it's magic too.
Magic! Do you wave a little wand? Do you prove
Have a good night, Chaos.
That would be redundant.
Ultimus likes you, kid. You've got spunk. Spunk? Ultimus could beat out of you. But you... There is no place for magic in ultimate moose fighting!
Well, my brother and I are a team. There is no way he'd stay here without me, right? Yang? Right?
We have manicures.
That even has
Like,
the word
for me,
man
it
in
isn't low quality. It's like really high quality,
Stay there without me.
but it's just really delayed.
Yin, you and your brother came here to my dojo of your own free will.
And we had a coupon.
And you had a coupon. But this is not the end of the world.
Yang gave Ultimus our last $4.18.
No!
An ultimate boost fighter hits first and asks questions later.
That's the stuff. Tenderize me, baby.
Strong in boost ways you will be. Weak like your sister, you are not. Do you have a battle cry?
You bet. Jeez. Ooh.
That's dumb. You need an awesome battle cry, like Ultimus! Hoo-ha-hoo!
Ah!
Hoo, ha, hoo.
Hi! Come here often?
Not bad for a guy with 4 days of training.
Oh, I trained a lot before this. With my sister and Master Yo. I don't feel like fighting anymore.
I want some tomatoes. Tomatoes are delicious.
A wedge between yin and yang. Together their Wu-Fu powers may threaten my plans, but divided they will never defeat me.
Ultimus promises, and Ultimus delivers! Tomorrow, at the oath ceremony, he will turn his back on Wu-Fu forever. Ooh, ha, ooh.
Yeah, that's great. Can you get me a coffee?
You bet! Ultimus promises, and Ultimus delivers!
I have to grab my charger.
You still up, huh? Wow, new power? Pretty cool.
Even though it's just magic, right?
Right,
And I'm just a dumb girl, right?
right. But I didn't say that.
No, your new master did, and you didn't defend me.
You've got a lovely singing voice.
Not gonna work. I don't even know why we're here.
Because your brother is about to make an important choice. Plus, it's free cotton candy day. Want some?
I'd rather die.
I want some free cotton
Are
candy.
you
That would
sure
be
you don't wanna throw up?
amazing.
Maybe some nachos?
Ugh.
Are you ladies ready to ascend to the next level of Ultimate Boost Fighterness? Hoo-ha-hoo! Today, you must swear a blood oath to Ultimate Boost Fighting! And Ultimate! And you will go first if you want these. All you have to do is turn your back on Wu-Fu and renounce your sister forever. Who? Ha! You get the point.
But I renounce. I can't do it.
What?
I can't and I won't.
I keep getting called by some mysterious
you
number,
wanna go back
and
to
it's
Wu-Fu,
bothering
little
me
girl?
because
Yeah,
I don't know who they are.
And stop using
And
the
if
word
I
girl as an
answer
insult.
on
My
stream,
sister's
they'll
a girl,
probably
and she's not that
accidentally
dumb.
slip up with my real name, and I'm
If I have
like,
to choose between
no
being a girl
thanks.
Wu-Fu and a boy moose fighter, well, get me my sundress because I choose girl. Woo! Sit down.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Really?
Nah, I already sold your stuff, but we'll get it back.
New test to move to the next level. Destroy Yin and Yang.
Ready, sis?
Ready, sis.
Okay, I'll block it. But, like, what if it's important? That's the problem. Like, what if it's important and I'm just ignoring it?
Maybe there was a lesson in that after all.
It could be the transportation thing, but I haven't been able to answer it yet because I've always been streaming.
Did you just spill my nachos?
Oh no! I just realized I gave that jerk our last $4.18. We can't buy new training equipment.
Ultimus would like to offer you a full refund. Ready to go, children?
Why do you smell like nachos and beaten up moose?
Lost my students, lost my dignity. I still have my antlers, which still makes me Ultimus!
Ultimus!
You failed me.
Nubs! Shall we try this again?
Bring it on, Master Yo! We're trapped!
I'll get us out of here.
I knew you'd call. I just knew. My friend said you wouldn't, but you did.
I guess I could go to another room, but at the same time, I'm just finding other reasons to procrastinate this call because I really don't like calls. They give me such anxiety because I'm not really that great at speaking.
Well, I'd rather be in
Oh yeah, I can mute my mic.
Look at this place. Transfumate.
Ah! Too clean. Tornado.
Ah! The mess! It burns!
I'll tell you what burns. The high cost of prunes. Well, maybe that only burns the elderly.
Excuse me? Last two Woofu warriors eagerly awaiting their tests from the planet's last great Woofu master?
Suck up.
Pig.
Nerd.
Swine.
Geek.
It was indeed a spam call.
Naggy nitpicky fun crushing girl.
Enough with the name calling! You want a task?
You bet!
A really important task?
You bet!
Watch this rock.
You have got to be kidding me! We have to watch a stupid rock?
Remember what the Wu-Fu scrolls say. A rock-like exterior does not shield the heart within.
Which means...
It means don't call him stupid. His name is Herschel, and he's easily offended. Bad things happen when his feelings get hurt.
Well, let's get this over with. I could have slayed a three-headed dragon by now!
And I could have fed a village full of orphans. The heck with stupid Herschel?
The heck with stupid Herschel! Stupid, 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 stupid! Stupid!
I have to terrorize a village in 5 minutes.
Well, if I don't get to my historical enchantment class...
Well, if I don't get to my historical enchantment class... Wait, who's this little guy remind me of from a different show? I can't remember. I think it's from... You know, the one with the... Jet... No. I don't know. It's the... Johnny Test. Yeah. This guy reminds me of, like, the villain in Johnny Test. And now I just erase the lines that no longer matter. Boom. Now she's beautiful. Okay, now we could go back to watching stuff. Because I don't know what I plan on doing today.
Hello, my name is Emma. Generative AI has been a hot topic for the past 3 years. As the technology improves and becomes more accessible for all, the more and more we see it, or I suppose don't see it. If you're regularly on the internet, and I guess if you're not 50 plus, you generally be able to spot when something is AI, but nowadays I'd say most people have been fooled by it at least once, and it's scary. But we're not here to talk about how scary AI is, we're here to talk about how messy AI trends can be. I'd say most people detest and find AI to be morally questionable until it suits them in some way, i.e. a silly TikTok trend, memes, AIOCs, etc. And I get it to an extent. People who may not have the confidence in themselves to get out there and participate in fandom art spaces or fandom trends get to have a taste of what it's like without having to put in any effort. It's easy, it's accessible, and you don't have to put pretty much any thought into it. Just adding to the piles and piles of forgotten AI crap that you will never think about again. I have even fallen into this myself, unfortunately. When AI was becoming better at replicating voices, I made fake little scenes with my characters because I saw other artists doing it at the time. Now I can see that I really shouldn't have participated in something like that. Just like how AI steals from artists and takes eyes off of a real artist, using AI voices to create music or audio can be just as damaging to voice actors and musicians. I do heavily regret doing
AI
this,
is
and I will
stealing
never do this
everything.
again. These videos have been taken down, and there's way better ways to play out scenes with your characters. You can just use
AI is getting out of control,
get real
bro.
voice actors, which when I have the means, I will be doing. I had to bring this up before getting into this video. I am far from being on the morally high ground, but I can still say that I very much dislike generative AI. Especially now. They can talk, y'all.
Hey, quick question. Do you think you're just a prompt?
Heck yeah, bro. I've been knowing this since childhood. The normies are finally waking up.
Oof. Yo, bro, be real. You think we're all just prompts?
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Whenever I watch these videos, man, I just feel gross. That's just not right. There's been multiple prevalent AI trends going around, TikTok, Facebook, any social media pretty much, and even within the art community itself, that I would find much more fun if people just drew or created them themselves. I'd much rather take a stick figure drawn by a real human than whatever this is any day. So that's what we're gonna do today. We are going to participate in some AI trends and steal some AI OCs using real artwork. If you struggle with drawing or want to try to get
do what
into
AI is
drawing,
doing.
but don't know where
Steal.
to start, I'd really recommend trying out today's sponsor, Skillshare. If you want to create
Don't
characters
actually,
like me, but
don't
struggle with
actually.
anatomy, I'd really recommend checking out Jazza's 28-day drawing challenge. Jazza is somebody I followed for a while, and I really enjoy his content, so this is a great insight into his process, and I've learned a lot from this in the brief time I've taken this class. Jazza goes over a in-depth analysis of each part of the human body as well as their function, so it's very helpful to, I'd say, any artist, and it's something I haven't really explored, so it was very interesting to learn about. I like more structured challenges like this, but they also offer a variety of art classes that are much more low-key and will get you going with whatever you want to learn pretty quickly. There's so many classes that are taught by amazing creatives, and you can learn directly from them easily. But
This makes me
Skillshare doesn't
want
just offer
Skillshare, but
illustration
like I'm
classes.
too poor
There's
to
also
have
a variety
Skillshare,
of
bro.
different options for starting a new hobby, unlocking a new professional ability, or improving your lifestyle.
Animation, graphic design, photography, productivity. If you can think it, Skillshare probably has a class on it.
Skillshare's classes invite you to be hands-on and participatory. It's so easy to make connections with your peers who share similar creative interests with you, and that will help you along the way. If you're interested, the first 500 people to use the link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen will receive 20% off their first year of Skillshare. They also offer a 7-day free trial and a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Skillshare is cool, and you should check them out. Alright, let's get back to this video. The first AI trend we are going to do is the personalized starter pack. I'm not really sure where this trend got the most popular, but where I've seen it most frequently is Facebook. Not sure what it says about it. Basically, people have been making fictional action figures based on themselves, and I suppose you're supposed to prompt it with items that pertain to you. But it is kind of funny because I'm guessing people just put one or two things and then the whole package is just filled with different variations of that thing. I've seen that so much where people just have a million iPhones or a million laptops. It's very strange. One artist, I can't remember their name right now, but they do a bunch of fake toys, made a real life AI generated action figure, and they just included a bunch of different beers, and that is the epitome of this trend, I feel. But I have also seen some really messed up ones who make some jokes off of racial stereotypes and are just overall very nasty. I think those are the ones I've seen on Facebook. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably Facebook and Twitter. But overall, bland, lifeless, so I wanted to add some style. I of course had to do my YouTube Sona, and I tried to include things that are of my interest, of course. I own all of these items, like the fish aquarium. I love my fish aquarium lamp. I did photo bash.
I miss
added a
it.
filter to the fish and the iPad screen.
I've had that
so
when I
it
was
looked a little more
maybe
cohesive, and it saved me
7,
so
8.
much. My iPod, my extremely overpriced headphones that I do kind of regret buying, a CD because I enjoy making mixtapes, and for the background of the package I used my studio rendering that I did in The Sims. You saw it in the intro. I just pieced together a lot of stuff I had for this drawing, which was kind of fun to do. I used a scrap logo that I didn't end up using. I didn't think it fit that well. I kind of like it though. Maybe I'll use it for something. I added little joints to my Sona to make it look like a doll a little bit. I don't know how well the rendering looks. It looks a little weird. I don't know. I think I just wanted it to come out a little cleaner and maybe for her to look more like plastic, but we'll get them next time.
I forgot to mention, but this is also and proudly proclaiming that they're not AI generated. I think it's really cool when artists can reclaim something that is taking away from them, you know?
I'm in love with how this all came together, and I love the vibe. It's pretty much exactly what I was going for, and after I finished it, I decided that I wanted to make a little paper project. I recently got a Cricut machine for some projects, Wink, and I wanted to make a 3D paper craft out of this, and I absolutely love how it turned out. I used a scrap of plastic for the top and layered different pieces of the object to make it look like it was popping out a bit.
Whoa,
I
that
love
looks
the
so
results
cool.
so much.
Oh my god, I
decided
want
to do this on a
one.
whim, and it's not part of the trend, but I think it's pretty cool, and I think it would be really cool for traditional artists to do something like this as well, because it does make a very good wall decoration. There we go. One trend done fully without AI. Let's go. Moving on. Is it Ghibli or is it Ghibli? Before we start this, I'm going to say Ghibli. There's discourse online about how to pronounce this. I'm going to say Ghibli. This trend is arguably one of the most popular AI trends. I see it advertised the most on those AI apps that turn your photo into a cartoon or a profile picture or whatever. It's big on Twitter, no surprise there, but it's pretty rampant everywhere. Many people have noticed a yellowing to a lot of AI generated cartoon images over the past year, and many theorize it's because of the Studio Ghibli trend being so prevalent that the AI model has basically trained itself to only be that way. I find it funny because when I was looking at references for this video, almost no movies from this studio have this specific coloring. I could be completely wrong. Studio Ghibli is something I really need to tap into. I've only seen one movie, and it was Spirited Away when I was a very
Oh my god,
small
I
child.
really
And
enjoyed
let's just say I was
Spirited
very
Away.
scared
It was
of that movie.
Oh,
So I
I was never
watched
scared of
any
it.
their movies
I love
since.
No
But
Face.
besides that, most Ghibli movies are extremely colorful and vibrant, but the AI always interprets it as dull and discolored, like the varnish on a painting went bad. I don't know what that is. I closely followed references I found on Pinterest. I mostly referenced the characters from the movie The Cat Returns, which looks so interesting to me and so freaking cute. I want to watch it now. I'm gonna watch it. As well as screenshots of female characters from different movies. I drew my character Winifred because I'm obsessed right now. I thought it would be fun to interpret her in this style since she's kind of unique looking. I don't think this could be mistaken for a Ghibli character or a screenshot from the movies, which is usually my ratio me with a quote-unquote better version with their AI prompt or whatever. But you know what? Screw you. I don't care. I had fun. The process is what is important to me, and all AI bros are doing is missing out. Here she is. She's cute.
She's adorable. She's so pretty.
What the hell?
I went back and forth on whether or not I should include this trend since it varies heavily from person to person, but I've decided to include it since it's one trend that is really popular in the art community. I've seen a lot of videos of people taking an image of their OC and putting them into, I'm guessing, an app that does a full turnaround and basically animates your OC for you. Some are successful looking and some look a little bit off, and though this is being used in the art community, it's very controversial. AI has become more and more normalized on TikTok, like the weird AI memes that I don't care enough to understand. They literally have toys at Walmart. What is going on there? And other trends like the new mermaid trend that I've seen a lot. And it only makes sense for that normalization to trickle down everywhere to every community. Drawing an OC turnaround is very difficult since it's not like you're drawing one picture of them. You have to draw multiple consistent images of your character and they all have to align for it to look correct. It's so hard that I've never done it before, believe it or not. I've always avoided doing turnarounds because I've never had the confidence in myself and I didn't find it that necessary, but guess what? I'm gonna try it today and I'm gonna prove to you that it can be done. I'm drawing my OC Charlie. He's my comfort OC. I've had him forever. He's my go-to whenever I'm trying something maybe a little more challenging. I've decided to do a bit of a looser style and just stuck with sketches since I feel like sketches can be a lot more malleable than clean line art. In this case, I also wanted to play around with different stylization since I feel like my art needs a bit of a revamp lately. I looked to a lot of other people's OC turnarounds for loose reference and techniques, and I used guidelines to keep all the proportions in check as much as possible. Procreate has this very handy animation tool, so it was helpful in getting the smoothest turnaround possible. I ended up just doing 5 unique drawings. I probably could have done more, but I thought this was a pretty good starting point to a complete noob like me. I was pretty intimidated by this, but I think it came out pretty good for my first attempt. It made me learn that I really need to work on front-facing characters and the behind of characters. Pause. The first 3 Charlies don't really look like each other all that much, so I could have worked on more consistent proportions, but I like his expression, I like his hair, and I like the sketchy looseness, so I think this is a success. Is the final animation that smooth? No, but throw it into CapCut, put some motion blur on that thing, and boom, you got a velocity edit. You're freaking welcome. One day I will be able to animate a full Leon Kennedy styled velocity edit with my OCs, and that day will be the day that I peaked.
But what the hell?
But what the hell?
Alright, on to our last section. Stealing OCs is a fun one because it's an AI trend, but it's an anti-AI trend. I've seen a lot on TikTok and YouTube of artists, quote-unquote, stealing AI OCs because there can't be any copyright on AI-generated images. Therefore, it's all free game, baby. And let me tell you, scrolling through Pinterest, there are endless variations, which is kind of sad. I really wanted to draw some cute girls. I feel like I don't have a lot of just cute girls to be cute girl OCs or OCs just to be characters to draw. I feel like I always have to make them overcomplicated, so I wanted to draw something cool and fun. I landed on this cherry girl and this zombie girl, and I was really excited because I thought they would be a really cute duo, and I wasn't really sure how to mash them together yet since they're both random opposites, so I brainstormed a little bit and I came up with a really cute name, Blossom and Brains with a Z, because of course, and I really love that. I changed their styles and outfits completely from the original images. For the zombie girl, I went for a more scene look. I just really like that fashion style. And for the cherry girl, I went with a rockabilly aesthetic, which is, from my understanding, a gothic pinup style. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I imagine the cherry girl to have a southern accent. Wouldn't that just fit her so well? One detail I really like about the zombie girl is her eyeball hair accessory. It's literally her own eyeball. It almost feels Monster High to me. I also think that the eye will still work. She'll still be able to see out of it. It's just a cool accessory for her, and that's how she expresses herself. And I know I said I wasn't going to make freaking lore or a backstory for them, but as I was drawing them, of course, I just started overthinking once again. When I was drawing Blossom, I gasped because I came up with the brilliant idea to make her a vampire. Of course! Now they make sense in my mind.
My girlfriend turns 21 before me, and I have
don't know
to,
what their names will be yet. Let me
so
know
I'm
what you
probably
think I should
gonna
name them
ask
in the
her to buy me
comments.
some things.
The little teensy story I came up with for them is that Cherry has been undead for a long time. Ever since she's become a vampire, she's really never met another vampire, so she's been extremely lonely for so long. No one to relate to, no one to really talk to, because who can really understand her situation? Till she visits a graveyard and stumbles across the zombie girl. I think the zombie girl will be very standoffish. She never leaves the graveyard. She basically lives there, and Cherry is extremely invasive and giddy to have another person to relate to. It's a very you're my friend now and we're best friends forever, and the other person hates it but secretly likes it dynamic. I see this to be just the beginning of their relationship. I think their duo will literally traverse time, and I'm envisioning a bit of a Good Omens type beat. I think this could be a funny concept but also lead to a lot of drama, question mark, a lot of angst, question mark. And that's kind of fun. They're just two girls spending eternity together. Casually, of course. Casually. Don't get it twisted. Of course, totally. I really like these two. I said to myself that these would just be one-off characters, but of course, I gotta add them to the roster. I have way too many characters, guys. I need to chill out. Oh my gosh. They're so cute. Oh my god. In conclusion, AI is unavoidable. It's not going away, and it's going to get more and more prevalent as we've already seen. But art is something inherently human, and I think that it's never going to go away. I think it will develop differently now with the way we are going, but AI wouldn't and couldn't exist without human input. So in my opinion, I don't think real artists will ever truly go away, and I think a lot of people forget that part. And I'm talking about the people who huff and puff about AI stealing everyone's job. I'm not critiquing people who are critical of AI, or people who are scared of AI taking people's jobs, because it has already happened. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know, but that's truly how I feel. And into the people who like AI, I don't know, man. I understand many view it as a tool, but I would argue a lot of people don't use it as a tool. They use it as the product. And I think that's where my problem lies with the most. Thank you so much for watching. I know this wasn't the most insightful look into AI. It has become increasingly more frustrating this year with how prevalent it has become, and I'm glad I could touch on it a little bit because it has been itching at my mind. All of these challenges were extremely fun to draw, and it makes me sad that people who just put this through a prompt are missing out. So I encourage everyone to draw if you ever had an interest in it. You can always develop a skill. It doesn't matter what age you are. And as always, peace.
There we go. There we go.
Hello, my name is Emma, and welcome to the 100,000 subscriber special! I can't believe we've made it this far. To give back and give you all a little thank you, I decided to draw your OCs, since I maybe draw mine too much. I set up a hashtag on Instagram and made an email that you could submit your lovely characters to. And let's just say, a lot more people submitted than I anticipated. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to draw everyone's. However, I will be picking 10 completely random to draw, so let's get into it. Alright, let's choose these characters. I'm going to select 5 from each of the options to make it fair, and to make it even more fair, I will be closing my eyes and choosing a random character. As you can see, lots of submissions. This is exciting and also I feel bad. I guess it's the luck of the draw. Here we go. I'm closing my eyes and I'm just going to scroll, and whatever my finger lands on will be the one. I will refresh it. And this one. Ooh! This is so cute! Cute! Okay. Good start. This first character comes from Yellow Bees. When I picked this one, it was so crazy up my alley, it's almost like I knew subconsciously to pick it. I love clown characters, what can I say? I just do. And this character's not a clown, but she gives me those vibes. I think it's the face paint. This creator actually included a bit of lore, which I love. It wasn't a requirement to, but anyone who did was a little treat for me, and hey, I can talk about it in this video. This character's name is Star, and Star is an acrobat who dreams of exploring the world, but doesn't have any life experience because all she's known is the circus. Luckily for her, the annual summer solstice comes along, which is a big gathering for traditionally wealthy people, but this year it's much closer to her, so she has a chance to perform. And if she does well in performing, she might have an even bigger opportunity to make her dreams come true. Unfortunately, Star injures her ankle and it won't heal in time for the solstice.
Oh, it
so
doesn't
in
fully show,
she
does
turns
it?
to magic. This is a fantasy setting, by the way, and heals her ankle. The summer solstice now has moved up north again. So in another act of desperation, she travels with her quiet new friend, Ren, to try and finally perform. It's a very nice and well thought out story. I'm so invested. Please make a comic or something. Anybody in this video, make a comic of your characters. Everyone's asking me to, I want you to. Now, this was the first character I drew, and I was really trying to get a feel of how I wanted to do these. I tried a new shading style, which I really like, but it took some trial and error, I'll tell you. Whenever I do character design videos, I tend to do the straightforward standing hand on hip thing because that shows the outfit the best. But these characters are already designed, so I could play around with these poses way more, which I enjoyed heavily. I mostly wanted to do compact sitting poses like this one, but as I drew more and more, that obviously changed. One thing I loved about Star was her tights. I'm a sucker for stripes. They're so effective in character design. Here's Star. I hope you like how she turned out. Thank you for submitting. Oh my god, cute. I say that about everything. I have nothing else in my vocabulary, apparently, but so cute. The second character was sent in by Lily H, and their Instagram is Celestia_Lily. They actually had a full turnaround and multiple expressions. That's awesome. Couldn't be me. I can barely draw my characters more than once, but that's besides the point. I love this character. She's so cute, and I'm a sucker for 60s fashion, so I was very excited to draw her. This character's name is Lily, and she is from, as I said, the 1960s. She explores the fashion of the universe. Ugh, that's so cute. I tried a pose I'm not completely comfortable with. There's 2 arm poses that I struggle with the most: crossing arms and hands behind your head. I don't know why, my brain just can't wrap itself around those poses. I've always struggled with them. I exaggerated the ears and hair more than the original just because I love doing that and because it filled the space more, as well as made the features I really liked about this character more prominent. Pointy ears are so fun, and you'll see later in this video that they tend to come up a lot. I think I made the star on her dress the wrong way, but I had to draw it, so forgive me, Lily. I love all these drawings and characters, but this was the one to really give me the confidence to keep going. Love her. Here she is. Mwah. And next character, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. I don't even know if I'm scrolling. This one. I feel like I'm in between kind of, but I think I'm on Emily. Ooh, cute! Cute! Oh, I love. Always sleepy, same. Cute! This character was sent in by Emily, and their YouTube channel's name is @PicklePebble. Love that. You know I'm a sucker for ice skaters. This character design is so cohesive. I love the color scheme, and her dress is so nice. I love the sleeves and the end of the skirt with the little wavy pattern. I love bell sleeves. They're so fun to draw. Her name is Mina. She is a figure skater and a Bandori fan. I actually had to look up what that was, and it turns out, from my understanding, it seems to be an all-encompassing character, music, gaming kind of thing. Kind of like Vocaloids, but please correct me if I'm wrong. It seems a little more complex. I'm not in that sphere, so I'm not completely sure. Mina is a former child star and is described as weirdly good at stealing things. You do you. You do you. I kind of regret choosing this pose. Longer dresses are so hard to draw for me in this fashion, but I think it turned out all right. I couldn't draw the butterfly on her dress. I was really sad about that, but I made it up by putting one on her shoulder. Yay! I made the hair more fluffy than I wanted. I think it makes it look less like the original drawing, but unfortunately there isn't much I can do now. I still think it's cute. I just wish I could have gotten it a little more accurate. Emily had included in their information that they are always tired, so I tried to give her a sort of uninterested expression. I think it gives what I wanted. I found it kind of hard in this exercise to pick and choose the way I interpret things because everyone's styles are so different. So I found myself adapting to the artist's styles a bit. I think it shows later on more, but I mostly did this to avoid inaccuracy. I think it worked out. Fingers crossed. She's very demure, very mindful. This time I'm gonna scroll all the way down and then I'm gonna scroll all the way up. We're at the bottom. Ready? Closing my eyes. You. Ooh! Oh! Whoa! That's cool. Gimme. Where's... I forgot how to use buttons. Another character type I love, object heads. Well, they're kind of an object head, but a humanized object head? Does that even make sense? Anyway, this character was sent in by Diana. I don't have any info about them other than the illustration they provided, so this is kind of all off of vibes, baby. I'm guessing their name is Case, and they are kind of a nervous clock. I love this design underneath with the... what is that called? What is the dangly thing called on the clock? Wait, dangly thing on clock called a pendulum. I love the pendulum in his design. It's a really nice touch. There is this bit about before and after the incident, which I find intriguing. What the hell is the incident? Why do they look like that now? Make a comic. To me, they kind of read as a jumpy and anxious entity, so I tried to encapsulate that best I could. This character was such a fun time to draw. I loved their outfit and the color scheme. Their eyeballs were the most fun to render ever. I love how those big old golf balls turned out. They are so handsome. Thank you for submitting. On to the next. Okay, last submission. You. Ooh! That's so cute. So cute. This character was sent in by Ray Stars, and he is named Moshi. That is the best name I've ever heard, and I'm pronouncing it as Mushi. I hope that's right. If it's mushy, I'm so sorry. Oh, this design. Oh, I'm eating it. Moshi is a entomologist, so their subtle insect features are really clever in this design, like the spider web and the moth/butterfly necklace. Put that counter up for the pointy ears. And this is not putting down that feature at all, it just made me realize how much I love drawing them. I went for a more simple sitting pose for this one because their outfit is pretty complex. I think it fits nicely. I'm a sucker for big shoes and baggy pants combo. I mean, can you tell? It's just my thing. Leave me alone. I was a little intimidated by drawing this outfit because it's not something I'd usually draw at all. But as I got into it, I realized that I actually enjoyed it a lot. So I guess I gotta explore some things like this. The only downside to this pose was that I couldn't include this cool belt. Rest in peace, belt. Here's Moshi. He's so cute. I love him so much. Moving on. A lot of submissions on here too. I know Instagram's a little iffy, so that's why I gave a email option. You know, I have a little rant first. For all of the years that iPads have existed, why is there not a tablet version of Instagram? I get that it's a phone app, but come on. It shouldn't be like this still. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Scroll and pick a random one. Here we go. Ooh, that is so nice. Oh, that's a nice character. Love that. Okay, now I forgot where the buttons are again. Our first Instagram character. This was submitted by carofish __. Her name is Adalisa, and she is a beautiful vampire lady. I love the winish red and her skin tone. It works so well. I love it so much. She runs an underground blood bank and only recently became a vampire by her sister. Then she hunted down the rest of her family. Oh shit. She has a lovely husband and she's so pretty. She didn't have a fang showing, but it's a rule for me to show fangs. If a character has fangs, sorry, it's a rule. I have to draw it. I've learned on darker skin tones, it's better to, instead of focus on shadow, you should focus on highlights. And I think it worked out in my favor because I love how her face turned out. I had a bit of trouble balancing her because she had a lot of details on her hat, and the pose I chose was already leaning in that direction, so I kind of sideswept her train in the back, and I think that fixed the balance problem enough. I actually struggle a lot with drawing hats, but I eventually figured it out. Hallelujah. It's gotten so much easier for me after starting this YouTube channel, thankfully. I love the little patterns on her shirt and gloves, and the pearls really added a pop of contrast. This character was so much fun to draw. I know I say that about like every character, but y'all cook. Every single one of you cook. I noticed a lot of the characters I picked have pretty round faces. Total coincidence, but damn, my same face syndrome was showing. That's something I gotta work on regardless, but I was not beating the same face syndrome allegations in this video. Don't look at me. Here's Adalisa. What a beauty. Down, up, down, up, down. Ooh, another clown. Ooh, that's so cute. This one is from Dahlia the Clown on Instagram. The caption says this isn't her OC but her Sona, so I'll just call her Dahlia. Another clownish character. What the heck? I'm not complaining. I find clowns delightful, but what are the odds, honestly? I did this video partially to get out of my comfort zone, and the universe said, nah, here you go. Here you go. Here's a clown lady. I love this color scheme, and their bunny ears are so freaking cute. I'm not sure if she's a bunny furry type or just a bunny girl, but regardless, very nice. I actually had a blast with this one. I wasn't quite sure how to interpret them at first, but I think it came out just how I liked. I actually had the most fun rendering the cloud buttons, or at least I think that's what they are. It just came out so plastic-like, and I don't think I've ever achieved something like that before, so I'm really happy. Also, the face came out looking more like a mask. I'm not sure if that's the character's intention, but honestly, I think it looks really cool. The button eyes, so creative. Love that. Here she is. Heart, love, love. Got my eyes closed, and you. Oh, ooh, cute. Starboy. This next character comes from Beauty Does Art on Instagram, and his name is Starboy. The hair shape is so iconic, and I think it really defines him. Very good silhouette. I also love the sweatshirt strings having little stars. Great touch. Mwah. I interpreted him as a child, kind of. I'm not sure why I got that vibe, but that's what I went with. Sort of innocent. Again, purely going off vibes because this artist didn't provide information about him. Again, you know I love baggy pants, big shoes. It eats every time. One thing I did realize after the fact of drawing this character is that the little flower / star detail on his pants was in fact a hole in his pants and not a decal. My bad. By the time I noticed, it was too late. I wish I could have made it more accurate, but I hope this suffices. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Beauty Does Art. I also added his star friend. I'm not sure if that's what the star is. The star has a little leaf. I wish I knew what the lore was, but nonetheless, it's very cute. I included it. Doy. He's just a little guy. He's just a little dude. I love the star details in his eyes. Here he is, the purple guy. Love. Ready, set, go. Ooh. Are they a wolf? Oh, that's cool. Love that. Okay, cool. The next submission was done by carrotman.draw. His character's name is Mike Burris. I'm not really sure what the deal is with him. I'm going off this one post, but he seems to have some kind of wolf form ? And from this image, it seems that his hair roots change colors depending on his emotion, which I think is so cool. I went for his neutral color, which is pretty close to his other hair color. I love the way that this artist renders. It's so good, and I rarely draw men with long hair, so this was out of my comfort zone, and that's also good for me. I didn't even notice until now, but he has little stars as his pupils. I'm sad I didn't add that. That would have been so cute. This pose was actually the hardest one I chose out of this video. I don't know why. I struggled so much, but in the end, I think it turned out fine. Do I wish I chose a different pose for him? Yes, but that's okay. Another pointed ear character added to the counter. Drawing the different colored shoes reminded me of my own character, Gabe, because he always has that in his character design. I've changed his design like a million times, but he's always had different colored shoes. So drawing Mike felt weirdly nostalgic. Again, with the fangs, I'm telling you, if a character has fangs, I'm going to draw them. Even if you can't see them when their mouth is closed, I'm going to draw them. I love how he turned out. He's a little cutie. Mwah, mwah. Ready, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you. Cute. I hate when it... Cute! Cute. Where's the buttons again? Oh my god. I'm struggling. And last but not least, this is a character submitted by Moon's Green Dawn, named Lucille. I love that name so much. How do y'all name your OCs? Why are you better than me? She is a human angel hybrid and has an interest in art history. I love her color scheme. Light blue always knocks it out of the park for me. Also, her hair is lovely and her freckles. You guys are so good, I swear. This was the last character I drew, and as you can imagine, after drawing a lot for a long time, I was getting a little burnt out. I do think she matches the rest fine, but if you notice a little dip here at the end, I apologize. Unfortunately, I'm human. I run out of steam, but I really like how she turned out, regardless. I've actually rarely drawn body types like this, which I need to do more of, but this was a great dive into this body type. To me, she read as kind of shy and gentle. I don't know if that's her vibe, but that's what I got from just looking at her. I'm also not great at drawing wings. I think it's because of my My Little Pony phase. Like, I drew pony wings over and over and over again, and I just got sick of it, so I never draw feathered wings, rarely at all. But thankfully, like a lot of these drawings, the shading and rendering saved it. I've had such a good time shading in this video. Something clicked for me, I don't know, just worked out. A lot of Pinterest reference, I think, helped me. I'm looking at the second image this artist provided, and so stupid. So I kind of just guessed what she would wear. I just went with flats, since I think it goes well with her kind of soft conservative fashion type, but not that kind of conservative. I really love how she turned out. Here she is. Love you, Lucio. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers and care, but I can't thank you enough for proving me wrong. Talking about my interest and speaking on issues and even interacting with you has boosted my confidence in a way I can't even describe. So I don't mean to get sappy, but I have to thank you all. More content coming.